The Seventh-day Adventist Church runs the largest Protestant Christian school system in the world. Adventists believe that Ellen G. White, a woman with a third-grade education, who wrote over 5,000 periodical articles and 40 books to be inspired by God, it is her philosophy of education which has guided the church. He writes, "Wherever there are few Sabbath keepers, the parents should unite in providing a place for a day school where their children and youth can be instructed. Let teachers be employed who will give a thorough education in common branches, the Bible being made the foundation and the life of all study." The first Adventist school was established in Battle Creek, Michigan. Houston Junior Academy, now renamed the Oaks, is a product of E.G. White's educational philosophy. The school was founded in 1957 and was housed in the old Kincaid School, which was located on the corner of Richmond and Yupon Streets in Houston. Mr. Gilbert Dunn was the first principal, and the school began with 65 students. A building which houses various office spaces now occupies the original location of the school. The building was bought in 2001 and was an old guitar store before it was purchased and remodeled. Classes were held on the main floor of the gym, while work was being done on the main school building when the school first began. In 1958, Mr. Harley Berlin became the new principal, and there were about 75 students in attendance. The next year, another new principal was selected, and his name was Mr. M. M. Gutman. He remained principal until 1961. That year, a new library was opened and enrollment dropped to about 60 children. Earl Adams became the new principal in 1961. His wife wrote the school song entitled "Dear Old H.J.A." The following year, enrollment went over the 100 mark. It was under his leadership that the first yearbook, The Gulf Coast Echoes, was published in 1963. In 1978, the school was renamed Greater Houston Adventist Academy. That year, Mr. Henry Wooten and his wife Earlene Wooten became the new leaders at the school. The pair was said to be a dynamic duo. In 1994, the school is relocated to 3911 Campbell Road, Houston, Texas. The property is hailed as a major blessing from the Lord, and it stands on 5 acres, and Mr. Bob Shimp was named the new principal. When the property sold for $1.5 million in 2003, supporting church members considered a great loss, and the school is non-operational from 2003 to 2005. The property is sold to a Hispanic missionary congregation, which is under the control of the Chapelwood United Methodist Church and is renamed Esperanza. The school is used for an after-school program, church events, and community outreach activities. Leo Lozano is the Community Life Director for the organization, is an on-site resident. He coordinates community events for the organization and maintains partnerships with business entities in the area who are cooperating sponsors. A preschool is located on the property and several of the buildings have been renovated. The pre-K school has a bus, and Mr. Lozano explains the plans are being made to begin a charter school because much of the property is being underutilized. In 2005, the school is renamed the Oaks Christian Academy and is again relocated, this time to 11903 Tanner Road, Houston, Texas, which is 10 minutes away. A new principal, Mr. Mike Myers, is hired. Striving towards our highest potential is the first ever school motto, and enrollment is at 130 students. Uniform dress is instituted, and the Lady Tigers basketball team is launched. The new campus includes a house which becomes the home of the new principal, Mr. Myers, his wife, and their 6 kids. Mr. Myers is the first ever African American administrator of the school. His wife, who is white, is also a teacher at the school. In 2009, under the administration of Mr. Myers, the staff changes again and is even more diverse. The student body is again taking an active role in the preparation of the yearbook. The school remains on the Tanner Road property until 2012. The Tanner Road facility has major infrastructural issues and the school has to relocate. old wounds are reopened. Nonetheless, enrollment does not decrease. The school now relocates to 1135 Grant Road, Cypress, Texas, and Mr. William Hand becomes the new principal. The school now serves pre-K through 12 students. Students in the elementary school are housed in one building, which is attached to the Cypress Seventh-day Adventist Church. The only class which is not coupled with another is the pre-K class. All other grades are paired. For example, 5th and 6th grades are in one classroom, 7th and 8th, and so on. High school is located in another building. The principal, Mr. Han, is the math teacher for grades 8 through 12. Mr. Han has a very impressive resume. He has taught in Oklahoma City, Jacksonville, Florida, Michigan, and Georgia. His educational philosophy seems somewhat at odds with the traditional Adventist views and is a concern for some board members. Naomi Samaniego is the chairman of the school board. In 1960, just 3 years after the school was opened, Mrs. Samaniego enrolled as a student in the school. Her 2 sons attended the school, and 1 son is now a teacher at Keene Adventist Elementary. She is clearly committed to Adventist educational goals. The school sits on 8.8 acres of land. For the first time in years, the school has a fully functioning gymnasium, which hosts inter-campus basketball games with other private schools. There are now 184 students at the school. Both the curriculum and student body is considerably more diverse than it was in 1957 when the school was founded. The school remains a thriving entity, though concerns are being expressed about the new principal.